Have you ever noticed some people come into your life smiling but leave behind confusion, pain, and self-doubt? Today, I don't want to talk about enemies, because enemies are easy to recognize. I want to talk about something more dangerous, people you trust. Have you ever wondered why some relationships feel heavy even when nothing is openly wrong? On the surface, everything looks fine, people smile, conversations flow, laughter is shared, yet deep inside, something feels off. Life has a gentle way of teaching us that not everyone who enters our journey is meant to stay. Some come to support us, some to challenge us, and some to teach us lessons that stay with us forever. As we grow, we slowly realize that trust is not about how long you've known someone, but about how they show up when it truly matters. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming that good words automatically mean good intentions. There are people who speak very sweetly, who know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. Their words can inspire you, comfort you, and make you feel important. But over time, if actions don't match those words, confusion begins to grow. Consistency is the real language of sincerity. Anyone can speak well for a moment, but only a genuine person stands by you without needing an audience. Then there are people who appear only when they need something. When life is smooth, they are nowhere to be found. When a problem arises, suddenly your phone rings, messages arrive, and concern is shown. Relationships like these quietly turn into transactions. You start feeling valued only for what you can provide, not for who you are. True connection is effortless. It doesn't keep score. It doesn't disappear when there is nothing to gain. Another group we often overlook are those who constantly complain. No matter how much good exists, their focus is always on what is missing. They criticize people, situations, even blessings. Spending time with such negativity slowly changes the way you see the world. Without realizing it, gratitude fades and heaviness takes its place. You cannot pour positivity into someone who enjoys negativity. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to step back and protect your inner peace. And then there are people who do not respect your values. They question your boundaries, make fun of your principles, and try to make you feel small for standing firm. Respect is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Without it, love turns into control and friendship becomes pressure. When someone asks you to compromise your values for their comfort, remember that self-respect should never be negotiable. Life doesn't expect us to isolate ourselves, but it does expect us to be aware. Every experience, pleasant or painful, shapes us. When trust is broken, it hurts, but it also sharpens our understanding. We begin to see clearly. We learn to listen not just to words, but to behavior. And slowly, we become wiser. In the end, choose people who bring calm into your life, not chaos. Choose those who respect your journey, even if they don't fully understand it. Because peace is not found in having many people around you, it is found in having the right ones. At some point in life, we all pause and ask ourselves a quiet question. Why did this relationship change me so much? The answer is often simple but uncomfortable. We trusted someone without understanding them. Trust is a beautiful thing, but when given blindly, it can become a painful teacher. Life doesn't warn us in advance, it teaches us through experience, gently at first, and then more firmly if we refuse to listen. There are people who make you feel inspired the moment you meet them. They speak with confidence, wisdom, and warmth. Being around them feels good. But slowly you notice a gap between what they say and what they do. Promises remain promises, support is only verbal, and presence is selective. When words are easy, commitment is rare. When actions fail to support words, confusion replaces clarity. Real care doesn't need grand speeches. It shows up quietly, consistently, even when it's inconvenient. Then there are relationships that function only on need. When you are useful, appreciated, or successful, you are remembered. When you are tired, struggling, or simply unavailable, silence follows. Over time, this creates exhaustion, not connection. A healthy relationship doesn't make you feel guilty for resting or saying no. It doesn't measure your worth by your output. Genuine bonds are built on mutual concern, not convenience. Another subtle influence comes from people who constantly focus on what is wrong. They complain about situations, people, luck, and life itself. Conversations feel heavy and hope slowly drains away. Negativity doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers so softly that you don't notice how deeply it's affecting you. You begin doubting possibilities, expecting disappointment, and forgetting how to be grateful. You are not meant to carry everyone's emotional weight. Protecting your mindset is not selfish, it is necessary. And then there are those who don't respect your inner compass. They question your choices, mock your discipline, and test your boundaries. They may say it's for your good, but respect never humiliates. When someone truly cares, they don't ask you to abandon your values to fit in. Your principles are not obstacles, they are anchors. Anyone who tries to loosen them is not guiding you. They are pulling you away from yourself. Life has a way of filtering people as you grow. Some drift away naturally, some reveal their true nature, and some stay and grow with you. Instead of holding resentment, hold awareness. Every interaction teaches you something about others and about yourself. Pain refines understanding, and understanding brings peace. In the end, trust becomes wiser, not smaller. You don't close your heart, you open your eyes. You choose depth over noise, peace over drama, and respect over approval. And when you surround yourself with people who align with your values, life feels lighter, calmer, and more meaningful. There comes a moment in life when you look back and realize that some of the hardest lessons were taught by people you once trusted the most. Not because they were bad, but because you expected too much without understanding who they truly were. Trust is powerful. It builds relationships, confidence, and comfort. But when trust is misplaced, it quietly teaches us wisdom. In the beginning, everyone looks perfect. Conversations flow easily, intentions seem pure, and you feel understood. But time is the real revealer of character. Words can impress for a while, emotions can convince for a moment, but consistency never lies. When someone repeatedly says the right things but disappears when support is needed, confusion starts to replace clarity. Care is not about grand expressions. It is about showing up again and again, even when it requires effort. Some people enter our lives only during certain seasons. They are present when things are going well, when you are strong, helpful, or successful. But the moment you slow down or need space, they fade away. Such connections slowly drain energy because they are built on usefulness, not understanding. True relationships don't make you feel anxious about availability or guilty for having boundaries. They give you room to breathe. Then there are people whose conversations revolve around complaints. No matter how much progress is made, they highlight what is missing. They talk about problems more than possibilities. Spending too much time in such an environment quietly shapes your thinking. You begin to see obstacles before opportunities and fear before hope. Negativity doesn't just affect mood, it affects direction. You are allowed to distance yourself from anything that steals your peace, even if it wears a friendly face. Another difficult lesson comes from those who don't respect your values. They question your choices, mock your discipline, or push you to compromise in the name of adjustment. Respect is not agreement, it is acceptance. When someone truly cares, they may not understand your path, but they will honor it. The moment you feel pressured to become someone else to maintain a relationship, something is already wrong. Life doesn't ask us to be suspicious of everyone. It asks us to be aware. Awareness helps us observe patterns, not isolated incidents. It teaches us to listen to behavior, not just words. And as awareness grows, attachment becomes healthier. You stop chasing validation and start valuing peace. Every experience leaves a mark. Some leave scars, some leave strength. Instead of holding on to disappointment, hold on to the lesson. People come into your life for reasons, seasons, or lifetimes. Knowing the difference brings maturity. In the end, the goal is not to avoid people, but to choose wisely. Surround yourself with those who encourage growth, respect boundaries, and bring calm into your world. Because when trust is placed in the right hands, life feels lighter, relationships feel safer, and the heart feels at home. Life has a quiet way of teaching us lessons we don't notice at first. Sometimes it's not a sudden event or a loud incident that changes the way we see the world, but the subtle behavior of the people around us. The ones we trust, the ones we let close to our hearts, often reveal truths about human nature that we may not be ready to face. And yet, these lessons are necessary. They shape our understanding, strengthen our intuition, and refine our ability to choose wisely. We meet people who speak beautifully, with words that soothe and inspire. They can make you feel special, understood, and valued. Their voice is like music, and for a while, it's easy to forget that actions speak louder than words. Because when you look closely, you notice the promises unfulfilled, the help that never came, the presence that was selective. Sweet words can charm, but sincerity is measured in consistency, not in tone. A person who truly cares does not just speak when it's convenient, they act when it matters, even when no one is watching. Then there are those who only appear when life has something to give them. They are there when you are useful, helpful, or successful, and they disappear when you are struggling or simply taking time for yourself. Such relationships are exhausting because they treat connection as a transaction, not a bond. True relationships are not conditional. They do not vanish in silence or return only when needed. When we spend time with people like this, we slowly realize that value is not determined by usefulness, but by presence, respect, and genuine care. Some people carry a constant shadow with them, a shadow of complaints, negativity, and criticism. No matter how beautiful or positive life may be, they seem to focus only on what is wrong. Conversations with them leave us drained, hope diminishes, and gratitude fades. Negativity is subtle yet contagious, and prolonged exposure can slowly cloud our perception of the world. Protecting our peace is not selfish. It is necessary. We are not responsible for carrying everyone else's mindset or attitude, especially when it erodes our ability to appreciate life's beauty. And finally, there are people who do not respect our values, boundaries, or choices. They may mock your principles, challenge your decisions, or pressure you to conform. Respect is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Without it, love becomes control, friendship becomes manipulation, and care becomes judgment. We must remember that being true to ourselves is not negotiable. Anyone who tries to pull us away from our inner compass is not teaching us, they are distracting us from who we are meant to be. Life filters people for us over time. Some drift away naturally, some reveal their true nature, and some stay to strengthen and support us. Every encounter leaves a lesson. Pain teaches discernment, observation strengthens intuition, and experience cultivates wisdom. Trust is not about closing your heart, it is about opening your eyes. It is about choosing people who add calm, encouragement, and clarity to your life. Because when trust is placed wisely, relationships thrive, hearts feel secure, and life becomes a journey of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Life will introduce you to many people. Some will teach you love, some will teach you lessons, and both are valuable. Don't hate those who break your trust, learn from them. Because wisdom is not about knowing whom to trust, it's about knowing when not to. Choose peace over popularity, choose clarity over confusion, and most importantly, choose people who add calm to your life, not chaos. Thank you.